So hello everyone. So we are going to solve this LeetCode daily challenge problem. So yeah, let's get started. So over here, as input, we are giving one string which consists of open and closing parentheses, and we need to make this somehow valid if the given string is invalid. So what consider as a valid key we are having for every open parenthesis we are having its correspondent closing parenthesis. So we can see over here for these two open parentheses we are having these two correspondent closing parentheses as well, and for this string as well. But over here we can see, let's say for this open parenthesis we are having this closing parenthesis, but no pair exists for the middle one. Or we can say, let's say if these two are pairing up, we are not having any corresponding closing parentheses for this the first one, right? So it's considered as invalid. And similarly for this as well, we can say, so we are having this three open, and let's say consider this three as closing as well, but over here in the middle we are having this as closing, and we do not found any open parentheses in the left side of the string. That's why it is considered as a invalid. Over here as well, you can say it's invalid, and this is also considered as an invalid because we are having closing first, and we are not having any open parentheses in right of it. Right? And what we need to do over here, so in one move, we can insert any parenthesis at any position of a string, and we need to kind of give the minimum number of parentheses required to make this valid, right? So how can we solve this problem? So what we can do first, we need to make this valid, right? So let's go step by step. So let's see why, at what point we can say we are having a invalid parenthesis string, right? So let's say if we are moving from left to right, and at any point if we found any closing parentheses and we are not able to find any opening parentheses in the left of it, then we can say okay, now we are having, for sure it will be the invalid one, right? So for that case we need to put one opening in the left of it as well, so our count will be increased by one, and then we can again start iterating. And at any point if we again found that we are having one such case where we are having closing first and we are not having any opening parenthesis in its left, then we again need to put one closing one. And let's say if we reach at the end and we found that we are having some open parentheses and we are not found any closing even at the end of it, so for them as well we need to put some closing, right? Okay, let's say if we are having some closing left, opening left, and we are not having, we are not found any closing for them, so we need to increase the count for them. So how we can do this? So what we can do, we can consider opening as, let's say, plus one, and closing as minus one. So what we can do, we can keep on iterating from left to right, right? So what we can do, we can iterate from left to right, and whenever we found, and we can kind of maintain one variable, let's say current, which consider as a zero in the starting. So whenever we found any open parenthesis, we can increase it by one, and whenever we found any closing, we can decrease it by one. So at the end, what we want the current should be zero in order to be valid. But at any case, let's say if we get current as negative, it means we reach at a point where we pair up all the closing and opening, and we are having now closing first. So for that case, we need one open in the left of it. So what we can do, we can increase our answer by 1, and we can reset our current back to 0, and we keep on doing this. And at the end, whatever the value of current we are having, so for sure it will be positive, because whenever we get negative, we have just increase the answer and we make it as a 0. So whatever left means we are having all the opening ones. So we need to provide closing parenthesis for them in a string as well. So we need to kind of aid this current in our answer, so that we are managing our opening parentheses as well with this closing ones, right? Yeah. So I hope you are clear with the solution. So let's code it out. So in the starting, I told you we will be considering two variables. One is current, and which will be 0, and one is answer. Let's say it is also 0 initially, and we will be iterating in our string from left to right. And whenever we found any open parenthesis, we will increase our count, else it definitely will be a closing one, so we will decrease our count. And at any stage, if we found that our count is less than 0, so we will be increasing our answer and reset current back to 0, right? And whatever left in current means they are opening one, so we need to adjust them with a closing one as well. So we need to add this many parentheses again in the string, leading it to increase the count of the answer. So our final answer will be answer plus current. So let's test it out. Yeah, and let's submit. Yeah. Okay. Thank you all.